Semi-final, Wes Malott versus Dan McClellan. Kimberly Pressler is with the #2 seed.
I sure am. Thanks, guys. So, Dan, you know, it's been a while since we've seen you on tour. You got a new job, you got a new baby. What's it like to be back on ESPN at a major?
You know, it's like home. You know, I love this type of atmosphere. The crowd's amazing today. You hear them all the way to the practice pair. So, you know, I'm just going to go out, have fun, and just see what happens.
All right, well, good luck to you today. Guys, back to you in the booth.
Thanks, Kimberly. Dan McClellan at a crossroads, Randy. After the Masters last year, he dropped his professional membership, became an amateur once again. And he is the GM at Frederick Lanes in Kitchener, Ontario, and a new Dan McClellan now with us here today.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic and that he had a bad taste in his mouth last year at the Masters. Left with some hard feelings, and you know, unfortunately, that's how this sport can treat you. But it's amazing what a year makes, and he turned everything around at this very tournament a year later. So it's nice to see Dan back, but it's under completely different circumstances.
Big challenge ahead of him, Wes Malott with momentum. Semi-final begins. Skates a bit wide and a two-pin.
And I think that's the first time Wes has missed the pocket in 2 games. Looked like he threw it pretty good, but that ball never came back. So we'll have to watch and see what happens with Wes Malott's ball reaction. It's been perfect to this point. It makes it look pretty easy for a big guy, doesn't he?
Big Wes does make it look easy. How does the tall stature of the player and the relative ease, how does he do it?
Well, he's got a lot of upper body tilt, which gets his bowling ball down closer to the lane when he lets go of it, right? He has a great swing in that it swings out on the way back and then tucks to the inside on the way down. Virtually almost impossible for Wes Malott to pull it.
Howland misses the head pin, now takes out the head pin, the unusual
Made it easier.
2-6-10.
Yeah, now Dan says now it's easier. It's being a little sarcastic. It's actually harder now. This ball just hydroplanes and never gets back to the head pin.
Open frame for Dan McClellan.
So just revisiting your question about Wes. So that great arm swing also creates a tremendous hand at the bottom. So he's got that unique ball roll. He has that figure-8 arm swing, which makes it almost impossible for him to pull the shot left. And obviously he's a great bowler. So you add all that up together, and it makes Wes Malott a future Hall of Famer.
Let's contrast that with the powerful hand of Dan McClellan. And he recovers the strike. McClellan also a powerful hand.
Yeah, I've always liked Dan's game. I always thought that Dan was going to be a future star on this tour. He made some telecasts, always struggled on television, but I always thought that he had a lot of game. And, you know, unfortunately, in any sport, you have to match the physical with the mental to get to that elite level.
Something that Wes Malott has done. 10 victories in a major, looking for his second here today. Already 258 winner twice, semi-final. Ball roars back, takes out the 5 and the 7. That's my kind of Wes Malott. He's got that saunter. He's just got that apparent disinterest, which belies what's beneath the skin.
Right now, he's doing a lot of thinking. He's doing a lot of processing right now because I guarantee he's really close to changing bowling balls.
Spare strike for Malott. Back on the left lane. 10 back. Strike a lot, Wes Malott. Important shot here for Dan McClellan. Perhaps a little bit of nerves, first time on TV in a while. Lets one fly in the first frame, recovers with the strike. Double here is key for McClellan.
If this ball doesn't hit the head pin, well, let's just say it's going to be a long, tough road for Dan.
Recovery with the messenger. Slap it off.
Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Come on.
Here's today's Barbasol Close Shave of the Day. Razoring the 10.
Nice little messenger there for Dan. I want you to watch this next shot now. Watch how long, high this backswing is and how short and abbreviated the follow-through is.
Shim. Woo!
McClelland after a tentative opening pitch with a very convincing turkey.
Might be the first show that Dan McClelland's ever been on where he actually had a really good ball reaction.
Career TV record of 3-7, averaging just 199.8 over 7 appearances. McClelland recovers to turkey. Wes Malott clean, double working, 4th frame. Pin.
And that's why I said ball change coming, because it looks like on that right lane, the aggressive bowling ball he's using is running out of gas. That was a flat 10. It's the first flat 10 that he's left today. McClelland did have a nice run at the 2014 PBA Tournament of Champions, where he eventually lost to Wes Malott. That was the last time he actually looked good on TV.
Let's go down to the lanes with Kimberly Pressler.
With the #1 seed now, Anthony, you have that enviable position of being the #1 seed, but you've been waiting for over an hour. How are the nerves?
You know, they're there. Not looking at it as anything fancy. It's just going to be a normal game. You go out there, throw 10 good shots, and see what happens.
I saw you watching some of the matches. Did you learn anything from them that you can take into your match?
It seems like the right lane's hooking a little more, and the left lane's a little tighter down lane. So get my warm-up shots over there, and we'll get a game plan going.
Good. Thanks so much for your time. Guys, back to you.
5th frame for Wes Malott. And Malott, another 10-pin. Mike Albee, the youngest major champion of all time. Mike watching today from the Indianapolis area, a little under the weather today. Michael, we miss you. And we'll see if Anthony Simonson can become the youngest ever. Another 10-pin for Malott.
Yeah, Mike Albee was always one of my favorite people out here. Just a class act and a great Hall of Fame champion. Get well soon, Mike.
Spare for Malott. It's an even match. So despite the first frame for McClelland, all even. Dan, the 2011 Canadian National Champion, bidding to be the first Canadian to win a PBA Tour title. He's got the vintage danger zone. It's a 7-point rock on a scale of 10, indicating hook potential. 5th frame on the turkey.
Ambo.
Wednesday at 9 Eastern, it's college basketball's greatest rivalry, Duke versus #9 North Carolina at the Dean Dome. Wednesday Night Hoops is part of Rivalry Week, presented by Wendy's, also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Dan McClelland now on a string of strikes, 6th frame. Tight and a 3-pin.
Well, that was the full Yankee on the left lane, but this is the first time that Wes Malott has trailed in any of his matches all day. This is a nice break for Dan, but it's also a nice break for Wes Malott in that Dan McClelland didn't strike. That could have been 6 real easy.
Nine-pin advantage for Dan McClelland. The winner of our semifinal will face 19-year-old Anthony Simonson, bidding to become the youngest ever to win a major title on the PBA Tour. Sixth frame for Malott. Trails by 9. Messenger for good measure. Strike for Malott in the 6th.
Well, no ball change yet, but he has added tape. Wes is always fidgeting with that thumb hole. He likes that thumb hole to be perfect, as do we all do. But you can see him get this ball flush into the pocket. He added some tape, a little bit better feel, and a better ball reaction on that right lane.
When you're adding the tape, where are you adding the tape?
Some players put it in the back part of their tape. Some players put it in the front. Some players do both. If you put it in the front part of the thumb hole, it's actually going to increase the span ever so slightly by the thickness of that tape. If you put it in the back part of the thumb hole, you don't run into that.
The stats on Wes Malott, including part of the new Portland Lumberjacks in the 2016 PBA League, and we'll get a reset. Wichita Windmill and a reset. Important shot for Wes Malott. Potential lead changer with a strike.
The beast has returned to Woodland.
The beast within and the beast without. Double for Malott and a 1-pin advantage now for Big Wes on this pitch.
Beautiful shot here. A little bit of loft, a little bit more hand. Great result for Wes Malott.
Dan McClellan, sensational collegiate player, 2-time collegiate national champion and 3-time National Collegiate Player of the Year. And that's light, leaving the 2-pin.
Worst thing that can happen for a right-hander is when the player feels like he made a good shot, gets the ball a little bit to the right, and it comes back light for a 2-pin.
Spare for McClellan coming into this television show, Randy. He just said no pressure for me, and you can see it when you talk to Dan. Just the apple of Dan's eye is his daughter Harper, and here's Dan's path through the double elimination match play, defeating our very own Mike Edwards in the first round. Nathan Bohr, then David Samard, Tim Foy, another 2-hander. Tom Doherty before losing to Anthony Simonson in the winner's bracket championship to earn the number 2 seed. 8th frame. He's really showing some moxie. Tough opening pitch, puts a string together. He's right in this, and he hasn't been there in a while.
Dan McClellan's a really good bowler.
Come on.
I mean,
Let's go.
he's got a nice resume. He's made television shows. He struggled losing his first 5 matches on TV before winning, but he can bowl.
Head over to PBA.com to check out the latest PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game for iPhone, iPad, and Android devices. With more than 15 million downloads, you can join your friends as well as bowl against the top PBA bowlers in dozens of tournaments all over the world. The game is constantly being updated, so click on the mobile game link at PBA.com and get started today.
What? Oh, no.
2-pin
There it
lead
goes.
for Wes
Good.
Malott
It's off. Thank you.
on a pair of strikes and can extend it to 12. He's back on the right lane, Randy, and this is where we had seen that flat 10 back in the 4th. Not that time. Strike from Malott, extending his lead to 12 with 2 to play in the semifinal.
That was nasty.
He's got that look.
Yeah, he's throwing it great. He's got a lot of confidence going on, great feel, a really nice ball reaction. Right now, it's just all about staying out of your own way and executing.
Clean line for Malott, spare, double, spare, spare, turkey. 9th frame, first to operate in the foundation. 10.
Wesley. Come on. Don't make it like that.
Well, it's his first errant shot of the day. Looked like he just missed it at the bottom.
Cleans up 2 on the count. Open frame for Westmont, 193 open. And now Dan McClelland can perform in the 9th and 10th. The match is in his hands.
He goes strike 9 spare, he wins. Best Westmont can shoot is 223. Dan McClelland can shoot it for 246. But a strike here gets him in the 220s. So strike in the 9th, 9 spare strike in the 10th. He's a winner. Whoa.
Just a pinch high, 4-pin.
Malott still has life. Remember the last time on the right lane he went 2-pin. What's the tendency to go up the lane just a little bit more? It's exactly what he did there, leaving the 4. Spare here, he's still at 216. A double and 8 in the 10th frame. He will bowl for the title.
Despite the open frame in the first, Dan McClelland putting himself in a position to be the first Canadian to ever win on the PBA Tour, and it's a major. It's not how you start on the PBA Tour, it's how you finish. 10th frame. What a shot! Pured it, splits the 8 and the 9.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Needs one more just like it. He's going to take a re-rack here on the left lane. He's loose. He's playing with the crowd.
He's a different young man. Dan and his wife, Christy, and got to meet Harper. Just the sweetest little thing you've ever met. And she's stolen this man's heart. Christy cheering him on. Dan McClelland, after the heartache at the Masters last year, ball in hand to advance. Light. 2-7 split.
Wes Malott still has a chance. He needs a double in the 10th frame. Looked like a pretty good shot off his hand and just never got back to the pocket. Leaves the 2-7. Now it's up to the beast. Can he get up and double?
216 for Dan McClelland on the board.
Last player to climb the ladder, Jason Belmonte, 2014, climbed the stepladder finals to win the Masters, and he was the first player to ever do that. Wes Malott looking to become the second player, but he must double in the 10th frame to have any chance of that happening.
He has the last 2 strikes on this lane. 10th frame, 2 strikes and 4 to meet Anthony Simonson. Six gets the 10.
Major champions come through in big time situations, and that's what we have right here. Wes Malott trying to make a statement. 10-time titleist, 1 major to his career, 1 more strike away from bowling for the title here at the 2016 USBC Masters. This is what it's all about in our sport. Coming through in the clutch, getting the W, moving on. The only thing better than this is doing it in the title match.
Fresh set of 10 sticks, strike to advance. And we'll do it again.
Got to shut the computer off and just let the body respond to how you trained it. It's so easy to overthink it in this situation. You've got to somehow just shut it off, put your hand in the ball, and go. Heart rate's at 166. He's been at 140 for the entire telecast.
This is what the pressure of winning on the PBA Tour does to the circulatory system. Reload. It's in the nose. Dan McClelland advances. Pressure.
Just a bad shot off his hand. Got it into the lane early. Looked like he thumbed it. A lot of thinking going on, a lot of processing going on, and that's what causes that shot. I know he's disappointed, Bolt Gray. It came down to literally 2 shots. The one in the 9th frame where he left the 2-8-10, and that shot there.
The top 2 in the winner's bracket, Dan McClelland and Anthony Simonson, will meet in a 1-game championship match to determine the winner at the USBC Masters. When we return to Woodland Bowl, 10 frames from a major title. Tonight at 11 Eastern, join us for a special Valentine's edition of SportsCenter at night with the 2 Johns. They'll have all the highlights from the NBA All-Star Game, Kobe's last ride, the NHL Pebble Beach, and let you know if there are any more upsets in college basketball. SportsCenter at night tonight right here on ESPN, streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. And happy Valentine's Day, Randy. I appreciate the Valentine under the pillow.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Let's do the Geico instead. Wes Malott was a beast. His first 2 matches, 258 winner, 258 winner. He takes out Doherty. In the next match, he takes out Chris Loschetter. And what does Malott do for 2 games? Well, he just threw 20 strikes in 2 games. But it would all change in match number 3. Facing Dan McClelland. Dan gets up in the 10th frame. He can double to shut out Wes Malott. He gets the first hit. He doesn't get the second. He leaves an opening for Wes. Wes gets the first strike and goes through the nose to lose by 3. Dan McClelland now bowls for the title.
Your Geico Championship recap. Dan McClelland looking to be the first Canadian to win. Anthony Simonson, can he be the youngest in history to win a major? Find out uninterrupted next.